In this video, we're going to cover the different test equipment you'll need as an electrical engineer. So as you can see, there's quite a range of electrical test equipment here. This is most of what you're going to need as an engineer, an electrical engineer, working on various maintenance and electrical installation and machine-based tasks. Depending on what your role incorporates will depend on which meter you're going to favour more. So let's start first of all with the big one here, the multifunction tester. This is a Fluke 1651 multifunction tester. It's a good few years old now. I haven't used this that much, but predominantly these are designed for domestic installation testing. You can test your continuity, you've got your loop readings on there, RCD tripping time, so residual current device tripping time, installation reading. Primarily these would be used by people that are fixed wire testing on a periodic inspection, and this meter is designed for that purpose. The next one that we have is the standard multimeter. This is the meter that I have used the most. You can see it's pretty battered. It's fairly dirty. It's a great, solid, robust piece of kit. As you can see, I do like Fluke. They've not let me down. Obviously, you stick with what works for you, what you find to be more reliable. So this is an automatic range multimeter. It's a fairly entry-level Fluke multimeter. You've got your AC voltage reading there, DC voltage there, a millivolts range, ohms for resistance. Connect that. To use that, you would just connect that to 2 bits of wire, and you can see the insulation of the leads here is 3 ohms. This meter doesn't allow you to tune out the resistance. Basically, what that will allow you to do is to remove this 3 ohms from your calculations. So if you're testing a piece of wire, you've already got 3 ohms in the leads, which can be a problem depending on how accurate you need it to be. The next setting is diodes. You can test diodes with this meter and it'll give you a beep test as well. So you can see which way around the diode works, if it's working, and get an audible alarm, which I quite find when I'm testing if I'm testing in a panel, testing continuity, it's quite good to be testing using that, because sometimes you don't need to know the resistance, you just need to know that there's actually continuity there. The next one that I've never used, and apart from at college, I've never used a multimeter to test, is current on an AC circuit. You have to connect them in series, so you have to connect your multimeter into the circuit. It's not that easy, it's not particularly safe. There's better ways of doing it, so I don't use that, and I haven't used the DC current either. The meters that I've used for current primarily are clamp meters. Based on the applications that I use them for, these are much faster, much easier to use. They quite often have a voltage, DC and AC and DC voltage ranges. They have audible resistance readings, and then your AC and DC current. So in order to test the current of a cable, you would put it around the live cable, and you would just clamp it on the live cable. There's quite a lot more that you can do with this meter. This is a kind of mid-range current meter from Fluke. You can connect an iFlex lead into here, so you can connect basically a loop that you leave in a panel, and you can connect them into that. You can also, this one has an app, which is I've found this really useful. So if you're getting nuisance trips, you can leave this hanging in a panel, walk away from it, and you can record the current range, that's the current trending that's going on an app on your phone. I've found this a really useful tool for that reason. It's helped to narrow down several problems, faults that don't come across all the time, kind of intermittent fault. This kind of clamp meter is absolutely worth its weight in gold in terms of the capabilities and flexibility in its use and what you can use it for. One of the next meters that is used all the time in electrical engineering, certainly in industry, will be an insulation tester. This type of tester induces a voltage into the item that you're testing, normally an electrical motor. So if you're having motor problems, you would put it onto whichever range, you connect your leads onto it, you press the button and it induces a voltage into the wiring. So this enables you to test and put a certain amount of force into the windings of a motor. So you can find problems on here that you wouldn't pick up on a low ohms multimeter. A multimeter will only measure resistance, but a mega will force a voltage through the windings and find problems, short circuits or open circuits that you might not pick up with a multimeter. So it's a much more specialist tool. If you're testing electrical motors, then another invaluable tool. You've also got ohm readings for testing, you test your windings. We're going to get on to another video shortly that's going to be covering how to test an electric motor. So if you find this video useful, you might find that one useful. I'd recommend you hitting the subscribe button, and then you'll get notifications when another video is released. Another one that's regularly used in industry, if you're dealing with three-phase electricity, then it's going to be the voltage indicator, the direction tester, basically. So you can effectively reverse an electric motor by changing the electric the supply to it from L1 to L2. So we'd have L1, L2, L3. But if you go to L1, L3, L2, you effectively will reverse the windings. This is due to how the electrical the currents work in the electric motor. Again, this is something that we're going to get into in another video, but this can help you indicate this can help you so an indicator like this can help you identify the socket is wired for, because you can then, if you get it wrong, you can cause problems further down the line with motors, like we said, that could reverse. So again, another really useful tool. It's also very useful to use these as a quick voltage indicator. You can just plug these into the socket. You'll get, the lights will light up and tell you whether you've got three phases there, whether your neutral is there. It's just a very quick and easy test without having to take sockets apart. So we've also got here the trusty old analog multimeter. Now, I still keep this around. I don't use it that often. For most jobs, the digital multimeter is way better, but these still have their place. They are really good at detecting fluctuating voltages. So if you've got a supply that is ranging and fluctuating and spiking quite quickly, you can see it on the analog meter because you'll see the dial move. You can't always see that on a digital multimeter, certainly not until you've got a much more higher level multimeter. But these are nowhere near as high a level as the other ones. They're much more affordable, and they can be really useful for detecting fluctuating voltages. So the other ones that you're going to need: proving units, voltage indicators. You need to use these voltage indicators to test for dead, to make sure your voltage is there, and more importantly, that to verify that it isn't. The difference between this and a multimeter is that these will pick up a very small amount of current. This is a load-based indicator, so it will put the circuit under load. It will then give you a much more accurate idea of if there is voltage there or not. So it's really important to have a proper voltage indicator with you and to test your circuits properly. Another one along with that is the proving unit. This is to prove that your meter is working, so you can test. If you're going to an electrical panel, you want to test for dead, you need to first of all verify that your meter is working. And the way you do that is with a voltage proving unit. This is very simple, live and neutral. You put your multimeter leads in and it will give you a reading. That is basically it for what I wanted to cover today. I hope you find this video useful. If you have, please like and subscribe, and also you might want to check out one of these other videos where we go into other engineering subjects.